Welcome to Lubera, the Swiss fruit and berry plant producers and breeders. My name is Markus Kobold. I'm founder and breeder of Lubera. And today I want to talk a little bit about Lonicera fruit, about blue honeyberries. We name them Firstberries, some people name them Mayberries. And we were always a little bit reluctant about this fruit because of different reasons. One reason is these types we see here in the picture are starting with the growth very early in February, beginning of March, and at that time normally not so many insects are flying, so we have sometimes pollination problems and the crop is not too big. And the second disadvantage, the leaves, now very green, very nice, are becoming necrotic in the second half of the vegetation period. So after the picking time, July, August, September, October, they have not very nice necrotic leaves. So not very interesting for a garden fruit. That was the reason that till now, till this year, we hadn't these varieties, these East European Russian varieties, Russian Lonicera genetics. We didn't have them in our assortment, in our catalog. But in the last year we have seen that there are different genetics. You see here a Russian type Firstberry or Lonicera fruit variety, and you see here a Japanese type Lonicera Firstberry, as we name them. And we have changed our production now 100% to these Japanese types of Firstberries. Why? The first reason is they have a very nice compact growth, so very interesting for hatching. The second reason, they are blooming about 3-4 weeks later than the Russian varieties. They are blooming now, middle to end of April. And so at this time enough bees and insects are flying, so you have no pollination problems and you will have a very good crop. Of course, these varieties will not have fruit in May, but only end of May and middle of June. And the third advantage of these Japanese type varieties, which have their origin on the isle of Hokkaido, they have very nice leaves also in late autumn. So the whole season, also after the picking time, they have very nice leaves. In general, the leaves are a little bit different. You see here the leaves of a Russian type variety. So it's longer, it's greener and more developed now, middle of April. And you see here the more fleshy, the more gray leaves of the Japanese type of blueberries, which are blooming later. And later on in the season, June, July till October, they have gray, green, blue leaves, which are very nice, especially when you are using these Firstberries, Lonicera fruit varieties for hatching. You see here that the blooms of the Japanese types have already gone. You see already some first fruits here. For example, you see here the first fruits developing. Yeah, you see it. So the blooming time was in February, March, and now we have young fruits here. Here you see the first fruits already developed of the Russian types of Lonicera fruit varieties. They have already developed, they will be ripened in May, but we don't have a big crop because, again, this year, at the blooming time, there were not enough insects, so we didn't have enough pollination. On the other side, the Japanese types are blooming just now. Some varieties like Blue Moon will even bloom later, and they have enough insects and enough pollination, and we will have a tremendous crop. Just have a look to the blooms, which is very typical and very special about the Lonicera fruit varieties. They always have 2 blooms for 1 fruit. So for the development of 1 fruit, we need 2 blooms which are together and which are developing 1 fruit. A very special thing in botany and very interesting, and normal in the literature it's not mentioned, but very interesting to have a look for it. 2 blooms for 1 fruit. This is the same in the Japanese types and in the Russian types. You see here a variety, Blue Moon, which is only developing now, middle end of April, so very late, and so very resistant to spring frosts, and they will have ripe fruit later on in the season in June. In general, the Japanese type varieties which we have now in our assortment are ripening end of May till middle of June. And this variety, Blue Moon, is perhaps the latest one. It will be ripened beginner till middle of June. So you have seen it's the way we are working. So we are testing, and we were reluctant bringing the Russian types of Lonitzer fruit varieties to the market, and now we have found better ones. Now here a variety in full bloom, the Japanese types, later types of Lonitzer, which are very interesting for your garden, because you can grow now blueberries, Lonitzer blueberries, also in soil which has a pH of 7 to 8. We have here in our ground pHs of 7 to 7.8. And again, last look to the flowers, the double flowers which are developing into one fruit. Where have all the flowers gone? I know where. Here you go to Lubera UK with all our breedings and thousands of more plants. Here you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, and now pick the flowers.